Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today we're back down here at the workshop doing a bit more work on the 34. Today's video we're actually going to be doing some suspension work. So I've got a big set of bushes to put into the front and rear of the vehicle. Just stuff where I've walked through the car and been like, oh, that's actually not good, I should probably replace that. I've never really had a good look at the suspension in this car, but it definitely needed some work. So going to be here today pretty much pulling apart the whole suspension, cleaning the arms, painting the arms, putting new bushes in, and cleaning up the wheel wells on this car. Like you would have noticed in the last video, if you didn't already know, 34 was a factory red car, and if I just bring you over here, you should be able to see in the wheel well here, you've still got all the factory red. So I'm going to be cleaning up this whole, I guess, arch in here. You can see it's all filthy dirty and red, so I'm going to give that a good clean, and I'm actually going to be painting that black as well. So before the engine bay gets painted, I want to paint both arches, paint up and under here, probably paint coming back this way looking at the rad support, just stuff the painter might not be doing, and I'd rather have all of that done before he touches it. At least he'll be overspraying onto my crappy paint job and I won't be overspraying onto his mint paint job. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'll be doing. What I'll do now is I will take you guys through all the bushes that I've got, pretty much the whole Super Pro catalogue for this car. So I'll grab some bushes and show you what I have. Before I get stuck into any Super Pro stuff, I've actually got a GK Tech box here. I've got a fair few of their bits on this car, and I had on the sedan as well. What this piece is I've been needing to put these in for a long time. Ever since I put the coupe together, I've always been missing a little pineapple bush that sits in the rear subframe, so it's always been skew-if. I've been meaning to do it for ages. I've had these bushes for months and months, probably 6 months I've had these, and I've just never done anything with them. So today they'll finally go in, or in the next video they'll finally go in, because this will probably take a while. I'll probably split this up into front suspension one video, rear suspension next video. So I've already started on the fronts. You'll be seeing those clips shortly, but we'll call this video front suspension, I guess. So I'll show you all the front bushes and put these back because these are rear bushes. Alright, first up, SPF 3610K if you want part numbers. I'll show you all those. These are front upper control arm outer bushes. So these go at the top of the upper control arms, obviously, that's why they're called that. And I'll just show you so you can see exactly what bushes these are. They are the ones that just sit above the wheel, these bushes in here. My bushes were a bit torn out, they were starting to crack through, and anything that was starting to look like it was going to crack, I just wanted to be fixing up. So that's why we're doing it, because they started cracking and I want to replace them, so here we are. Pretty much all the Super Pro stuff, they're all a poly bush and they all get greased. They've got mind blank slides. So you've got two bushes and the pin slides through the middle. Pretty simple stuff. One thing to keep in mind, if you are working with poly bushes, those ones aren't as important because they've got tubes that slide through the middle, but you can still get bushes that are bonded. If they are a bonded bush, do not tighten them while your car is in the air or in the air on a hoist, on a jack. You want to make sure everything is compressed in the suspension, because if you imagine, say you've got an arm at this angle with a bush here, you tighten that bush and it's bonded, so it's not actually meant to twist. As soon as you lower the car down, the arm comes flat, that bush tears out and your brand new bush is ruined. These ones, like I was saying, most of these aren't a problem. The pins that slide through the middle are greased, so the pin can twist and rotate, so you should be fine. But it's always good practice to just tighten up everything on the ground, do your full bulk check, make sure everything's all good. So my front D bushes are worn. I just was going to put in a new set just because they're cheap. Like, I think these are like 30 or 40 bucks. So just cheap little bushes. I'd rather put them in. Better be safe than sorry. So yeah, got those. Awesome. So it turns out I got a lot more rear bushes than I do front. So this video is going to be a bit shorter than the other one. But anyways, this is our last bush. So I've only got 3 to put in the front. And this is a SPF 2681K. What these bushes are is these wrap around your steering rack and attach it to the cross member. A lot of the time these bushes perish, especially these cars being so old. They are 20 years old now, so even if you don't want to do a full bushing kit, highly recommend at least doing these. They'll give you a much better feeling through your rack and just gets rid of any slop, and the factory rubber bushes almost guarantee are going to be shagged. So set of those going in. That's our 3 bushes that we're going to be putting in the front end. There's a few other bits and pieces that I will be putting in there suspension wise, things like end links. In this particular model, the front sway bar end links don't have a bush, they're like little ball joint thingy-majigs, whatever. So there's no bushes, so I'm just going to buy those as a complete unit from Kudos. You can still get a lot of those parts genuine, so if you are looking for stuff and you want to go a genuine part, which if you can get your hands on them, I always recommend at least checking the price to see what it is compared to a lot of other stuff. Get in contact with Kudos, give them a call, ask what you need. They'll be more than happy to give you a hand. Regardless, I think that's about it for the front. Only other thing I will mention is you've probably noticed that I've got a set of Brembos on the front. They are actually off a 350Z, and there'll be another video coming on those shortly, running through why I've gone those calipers, what they require to be fitted up, differences in things like rotor size and stuff like that. And another special announcement as well, I am also sponsored by Intima Brakes, so I'll be going through that a lot more in the next videos coming up when I start talking about brakes. They'll probably be a bit out because rotors are the last thing I'll probably put on this car, because I don't want to put them on just for them to rust. So when it comes time to that, you will see the video on that. But if you do have any questions relating to that, send me a message on Instagram or leave a comment and I'll be sure to help you out. Regardless, I'm going to get stuck into pulling apart this suspension and I'll be chatting to you guys shortly. Alrighty, so a bit of an update. As you would have seen all the videos just then, I've now got the upper arm out, I've got the shock out completely. Everything else I'll be leaving assembled because I will be dropping this front cross member out completely. All I need to do now is do the same on the other side, pull the top arm out, pull the shock out, disconnect a few brake lines and stuff like that. and then this entire front subframe I'll be dropping out. It's just going to make things a lot easier for when I paint everything up. Just saves all the masking process, and I'd rather pull it all out and clean everything anyway. So yeah, that's sick. But there's our coilover, just chilling down there, sort of headers. Some good news as well, this is the upper arm, and you see I've already popped the bushes out. You probably noticed that I didn't actually get any bushes for this arm. I got the ones that sit in here for the upper control, but didn't get the inner bushes. I wasn't going to do them, I didn't think I needed them. Luckily anyway, I pulled it out and found that these already have Super Pro bushes in them, so that's awesome. Just saves money, I guess. I don't have to replace those, and lucky I didn't already buy a set because I'd have to send them back anyway. So what I'll be doing from here, I'll give this arm a good clean up and I'll chuck some paint on it. I'll probably do all these in a matte black finish, and then I'll be doing the same in the arch where I'm going to be painting. So clean back all the red, paint it black, happy days, should look awesome. I think in a nice black this whole arch will look really nice. And obviously same on the other side. It just gives me a good opportunity to clean all the arms up, you know, get all the oil and greasy stuff off these arms and do a good tidy up. So I'm going to keep working through it. You've already seen me pull apart this side, so I won't show you the other side. No point showing you the same stuff twice, but I'll set the camera back up when I start dropping this subframe out so you guys can see what's going on. Alright, so you probably noticed that I pulled this arm off completely, and you're probably wondering why I did that. I could have just pulled the entire subframe out as one piece, or entire cross member, but I had a closer look and there's actually some extra bits which are going to have to be changed anyway. Big one is this tie rod end here. If I can get the camera to focus on that, if we're lucky. Ooh, there we go. So you can see, like, that is completely toast. So that'll have to be done. If I'm doing one, may as well do the other side as well. So they'll be done. And in the lower control arms, those ball joints, both the boots are all torn out, so they'll also be replaced. Should be able to get those ball joints pretty easily and for pretty cheap. Same with the tie rod ends. So both ball joint boots cooked. The only bush essentially in the front that won't be changed is this inner bush here on the lower control arm. They're both fine still, so I'm not going to stress about changing something that I don't need to. And then obviously these end links, like I was saying earlier as well, they're all floppy as, so they're all worn out. They'll have to be changed as well. So probably another couple of $100 just to do extra bits on the front, but at least then the front end will be completely right and I'll be happy with it. But yeah, that's opened up all that arch in there. Now I'm going to pull that cross member out as one piece. Sway bar and everything will come out because I need to do those bushes anyway. Once that's all out of the way, you can start cleaning and prep for paint. So now I've got sway bar out and the front caster arms and brackets on both sides. I just separated them on two separate trolleys just so I know what side's which. And now it's all looking very open in here. Very open. So next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to disconnect the uni for the steering column, and that'll mean that whole cross member is free to drop out of the way. 4 bolts, that should drop out of the way, and then it's on to cleaning and bushes and all that kind of stuff. This video is already dragged out a bit, so what I think I'm going to do is cut this video into 2 pieces. This video is just going to be the disassembly, and then the next video will be putting everything back together and showing once all the painting and stuff's done, because I don't want to get paint all over the camera and stuff like that, so I won't bother recording that, but I'll show you the finished product in the next video. Regardless, hope you guys have enjoyed. Let's turn this camera around. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. If you've been liking the videos, make sure to like them, and yeah, subscribe to the channel, chuck a comment down below if you want to have a chat about anything, and yeah, we'll see you when we're putting all this back together. See you guys.